Hello, everyone. Welcome to National Taiwan University's information session for international undergraduate students. So, once can everyone hear me? First of all, if the sound is all right, then
Yeah,
we're gonna get right
Elizabeth.
Yes,
started.
can.
Okay,
It's
sounds good.
good.
All right, so on top is a QR code for the sign up sheet. So if some of you haven't signed up yet, but you're just here because you got the link from someone, please sign up there just so after the information session is over, we're gonna put up an archive of the session today. So if you want to go back to it to look at it, you will have the link to do so if you sign up. Then at the bottom is how we're going to conduct our Q&A today. So if you have any question throughout the session at any time, you can ask later, but we're going to answer everyone at the same time after the main session is over. So if you have any question, you can go to Slido and you can input your question, but we won't get to it until later. All right, let's get started. To get a better sense of what our audience is today, if you can scan the QR code or join us at slido.com with the code. So you can let me know where everyone is coming from, and then we will get a better idea of what we're working with today. Also, this is a good way to make sure that Slido works for everyone. Okay, wow. I'm happy to see everyone coming from so many different places. So I hope you will all get to know more information about National Taiwan University through today's session. Like I've said before, we really welcome everyone from all over the world, and we hope you will learn more about NTU's programs, NTU student life today. So in addition to me telling you about NTU and applying to NTU, we've actually invited two international students to share about their life at NTU with you. And that will be a Korean student and a Vietnamese student. And as you can see here, the question and answering session will be at the very end. So first, let's start with a short video that can show you what NTU looks like.
So, what brought us to NTU?
NTU's interdisciplinary courses broaden my vision for the future.
And the academic freedom allows me to explore and learn in any way I want.
Everyone here has a vision for the future. We are all growing together.
Shh.
Studying in NTU is convenient and safe.
I think I found my rock track here. Regardless of the challenges ahead, I am really enjoying the journey.
矢野七海です。日本から来ました。
제 이름은 변지원이고 저는 한국에서 왔습니다.
Ligama lami nguMpendulo Mtsetfwa ngisuka eSwatini.
Nama saya Sherin, saya dari Indonesia.
Me llamo Elena y vengo de España. And we are all NTU.
So first, why do so many international students come from all over the world to study in Taiwan each year? So that is because in addition to our academic freedom, we are also one of the world's safest nations. So no matter what gender you are, you do not have to be afraid when you're out walking even late at night. According to the UK QS ranking, we are also ranked number 14th on the world best student cities, and that will be the capital city of Taipei. But a very important reason for a lot of our students is that we offer very affordable tuition fees without sacrificing the education quality. So you can see over here that in comparison to America, to Europe, to Australia, Taiwan's university tuition is much lower, but we are still very competitive with the world's best universities. So this is what Taiwan looks like. NTU is located. We are very close to the Taoyuan International Airport, so the majority of students will fly into the Taoyuan International Airport, and that is very well connected to pretty much everywhere in the world. So from the Taoyuan International Airport, we have public transportation system that links you straight to the main campus, so you don't really have to worry about transportation even if you're coming to NTU alone. The majority of our students are going to be on the main campus in Taipei City. However, we do have other campuses throughout Taiwan, such as the Yiling campus, Zhubei campus. We even have an experimental forest that is in the middle of Taiwan. So we kind of talked about why Taiwan, and now why NTU. So NTU has always been the #1 university in Taiwan. It is a comprehensive public research university. We also rank very well on the QS World University ranking. Currently, we are 26 in Asia and 63 in the world. We also offer comprehensive disciplines for our students. So no matter what background you're coming from, what you wish to enter into, what kind of research you're interested in, we probably have the program available for you because we have 16 different colleges, 61 departments, and 152 graduate institutes. So coming to Taiwan, you're also not limited by geography. We have more than 700 partner institutions from 60 countries and regions all over the world. So that means if you want to go study abroad, if you want to have more international collaboration with students from other countries, we make it very easy at NTU. So in case ranking itself is a little vague to you, we have put up a comparison list of some universities were ranked pretty similarly with the world. Whereas in ranking isn't everything, we are very proud of the fact that we have always stood among top 100 of the world's best university. So I mentioned before, we have 16 different colleges, and you can look at the colleges that we have right here. So anything from the liberal arts to engineering to bioresources and agriculture to the social sciences to law, we offer it at NTU. And you can see over here that we are all very competitive on the World University ranking by subject. So NTU also strives to stand at the forefront of the world's new challenges, which means that we actually have newly established colleges. So you can see up there that we have 3 new colleges that were established in recent years. So in particularly, International College is one of the NTU's initiative, one of our ways to become more internationalized and to welcome more international students by offering all English taught programs. So you might be wondering, if I don't know any Chinese, is it possible to study at NTU? And the answer is yes. So currently we offer 9 fully English taught programs, meaning that you don't need to know any Chinese to apply. So if you're more interested in the social sciences side, we have economics, political science, and foreign languages and literatures. Whereas if you're coming from a more STEM background and you want to go into a STEM-related field in the future, we have semiconductor, life science, civil engineering, intelligent engineering and technology, mechanical engineering, and biotechnology and food nutrition. So these 9 programs are what you can consider if you don't know any Chinese yet. And obviously, we offer a wide range of Chinese taught programs. So if you're interested in learning about everything that we have to offer, then you're welcome to go to our website and to look at all the offerings. So I also want to note that in particular, life science and mechanical engineering are new English taught programs that are open for next year. So if you apply now and you enter NTU next September, you will actually be the first batch of student in the English program. We are a very big school. In total, we have 34,000 students. About half are undergraduate students and about half are graduate students, meaning that we are a fully comprehensive research universities. We have more than 6,000 international students. That's including degree students, non-degree students, short-term students, language school students. So in one school year, we have more than 6,000 international students on campus. In my experience, when I'm walking on campus, I see a lot of students who look different from me. I hear a lot of different languages that I don't recognize. And I think that shows exactly how internationalized our campus is. So in the middle over here, you can see a little bit where our international students come from. And even though this only shows up to the top 13, we basically have students from all corner of the world. You do not have to worry about feeling like the only international student on NTU campus. One initiative that NTU has been really pushing for lately is NTU Beyond Borders. The key point of this initiative is that even if you're coming to NTU, you're not limited by NTU, you're also not limited by Taiwan. We hope that students will still stay connected with the rest of the world while they are at NTU. And we do this through exchange programs, dual degree programs, overseas internship programs, and student activities involving international collaboration. So if you're interested in learning more, please scan the QR code on the right-hand corner, and you will learn more about all these initiatives. So the most popular one has to be the exchange student program. Because we have so many partner institutions, we're also able to offer a lot of exchange student slots for our students. And every year, during the nomination period, you can apply for the exchange spot to represent NTU as an exchange student. We also have short-term program for students, and these are usually during the summer. So you will join these short-term programs that are led by our partner universities, and and a lot of these programs are accompanied by OIA staff traveling with the students, so you have nothing else to worry about. So you can see here where some of our partner institutions are. So this is in no way a comprehensive list. You can see that they are in America, they're in Europe, even in Latin America, Africa. So basically, any place that you're interested in, you probably will find an international partner from there. Because NTU is the oldest and also the most established university in Taiwan, we also have a lot of distinguished alumni who are important to Taiwan's history. So for example, we have international award winners, we have leaders in the humanities and the social studies. And one interesting fact is every single democratically elected president of Taiwan has studied at NTU for one of their degrees. In addition, we also have pioneers and innovators in various industries. So that means in the future, if you're thinking about your career aspect, whether that's in Taiwan or outside of Taiwan, you're going to enjoy the benefits of coming from a very well-known institution, both in Taiwan and outside of Taiwan. So while we're on the topic of careers, I also want to introduce NTU's internship program to you. So we have something called the NTU International Mentorship Program. And this program was created by our office, the Office of International Affairs, with the aim of providing international students with internship experience while they are still students at NTU. So we have realized that it's harder for international students to get an internship simply because they might lack the local connection needed, they might not have the language skill needed, but we want students to still have the chance of getting a taste of Taiwan's work culture while they are students at NTU. So how it works is that you will apply to the program, and we have partnered with a variety of organizations in Taiwan, as seen over here, and we will try our best to match you with a company that suits your skill sets and your interests, and you will do your summer internship that way. We also have the NTU Overseas Internship Program, which is very similar, except you will do your internships abroad. So these are some of our internship institutions for the overseas internship. And you can see here that they also span across many different countries. And our students have reported that these are very These are very interesting experience because on top of gaining work knowledge, gaining specific knowledge in their field of study, they also were able to immerse themselves in a new culture and learn about the work culture of another country. You might be wondering, am I able to work part-time? Am I able to get paid for my internship while I'm a student? And the answer is yes. So, well, during the semester, you can work up to 20 hours per week, and there will be no restriction during summer or winter break. So, for example, for the program that I was talking about before, it depends on the company, but you may receive a paid internship. So we also have a lot of international students working during the semester, whether on campus or off campus. As long as you apply for a work permit, you will be able to legally work. So my office itself, we have hired a number of student interns, and they often help us with administrative tasks, or they help the reception of visiting campus groups. So we also have a lot of students working as research assistants, student ambassadors, and all that. So I hope to introduce Taipei to those of you who may not have been to Taiwan. So Taipei is the cultural center, the financial, political center of Taiwan. We are located quite literally in the middle of Taipei. So you can see here that we have several campuses, but the majority of students will be on the main campus. And we are very close to the Gongguan area, which has a night market at night. We are very close to, so basically any places you see here, you will be able to get to quickly on public transportation, including the Taipei MRT. So the Ximending shopping area, the East District commercial area, these are all areas that young people love to go for fun. And on the weekend, you can bike along the Riverside Pass or you can go hiking on the mountains. Boredom is definitely one thing you don't have to worry about as an NTU student. So zooming in into the downtown campus, this is where the College of Medicine, College of Public Health, and the College of International Political Economy will be at. Majority of students are going to be on main campus. So if you remember from the video before, you will see a lot of our students on bikes. That's because we have a pretty big campus and then it's going to take you a while to get from one corner to another. So the majority of our students have their own bikes. We also have public bikes, Taiwanese public bikes, and we have a lot of stations that are on campus. So it's also very easy to rent bikes from the one location and to ride it to another. As an NTU student, you don't have to go far off campus for various resources. So in addition to practical teaching sites, we also have affiliated hospitals and research centers. And if you already know what kind of research you're interested in, by the time you're in your second year, third year, a lot of our students are already involved in research labs. We also have the biggest university library collection in Taiwan. If you Google National Taiwan University, most likely the photo you're going to see is the one on the screen right now. So that is NTU's main library. We also have 3 college libraries and 5 department libraries. If you're coming here as an international student, the office that you're going to be very familiar with is the Office of International Affairs. So no matter what kind of problem you have, whether that's academic or if you just want referral to other resources, you can come find us for help at the Office of International Affairs. We also have Center for Student Wellbeing, Health Center, Student Counseling Center, Career Center, Academic Advising Office. So no matter what kind of problem you have, mental, physical, or other, we will be able to point you to the right resources on campus. One thing I'd like to mention is the health center. So Taiwan has a national health insurance program, and degree students are required to enroll in Taiwan's national health insurance. So that means if you feel sick at any time, we have a health center that is right on campus where you can go get checked out by a doctor if needed. And because you are on the health insurance, each visit will only cost about 50 NT, which is about $2 USD. So it's very affordable and very easy to stay healthy on campus. And we also have an NTU Sports Center where you can go take PE classes and you can go work out on your own and play different sports. So I will quickly walk you through what campus life is like at NTU. I'll say it's very bustling and our students will be able to tell you a little bit more later, but students are always very busy because there's always something to do on campus. We have 2 semesters in one school year. So the first semester runs from September to December. The second semester runs from February to May. We also offer different student services. So before you even arrive in Taiwan, we have various student volunteers that will get in touch with you first so we can provide you with important information for preparing about your new life in Taiwan. And we will also help you out with course registration because that happens before school starts. And after you've arrived on NTU campus, we will host orientation for you, and that will include information session, campus tour. So as a student here, you are required to take 1 year of Mandarin class, and we have different level for different students. So you don't have to worry if you're coming here with no Chinese knowledge at all. Before school even starts, you will take the placement test to test into the right level for you. Because we have so many students, you can also imagine that we have a very active student life. We have more than 400 student clubs and a lot of sports teams. So among these student clubs, we also have overseas student associations. And according to a lot of our students, these overseas student associations are often home away from home. So whenever you have some problem that needs to be taken care of, a lot of time your 学长学姐, meaning so students from your country who are older than you here can often offer help for you. So one thing student might be very interested in is accommodation. We have dormitory for student on campus, and we have 2 different options. Majority of our students are going to be in the general dorms, which are right on campus. So you don't have to worry about waking up a little bit later, and you will always have someone you know around you. And you don't have to worry about not finding housing coming to NTU because overseas students are prioritized for on-campus housing. So that is a little bit more about NTU's programs and NTU student life. But of course, I think it's the most helpful to hear from current students. So now I will invite Cindy from Korea to share about her life at NTU.
Hello everyone, my name is Cindy, and today I will talk about my life in NTU. To briefly introduce myself, I am a sophomore student who is majoring in political science, international relations division in the English taught program here at National Taiwan University. And I am from South Korea, as you can tell from the picture. When I was deciding where to study abroad, the most important factors for me were a safe and friendly environment, as well as the international academic opportunities. Taiwan attracted me because it offered relatively affordable living costs in Asia, great public safety, warm and welcoming people, and the chance to experience diverse cultures. Another big advantage is that Taiwan allows me to practice both English and Chinese at the same time, and I don't need to rely on a VPN to use websites. Also, National Taiwan University is not only the top comprehensive university in Taiwan, but also highly recognized worldwide for its academic excellence and research opportunities, which made it the best choice for me. I was also reassured knowing that NTU provides internship opportunities for international students and has various support systems to help us adjust to life in Taiwan. The other attraction was the beautiful campus, with its many facilities that make student life convenient and enjoyable. But most importantly, the opportunity to study and interact with classmates from many different countries was the biggest reason I chose NTU. Campus life at NTU feels very well balanced. Personally, I love walking down Lower Palm Boulevard on my way to class. It always lifts my mood. I often spend time with friends on the green lawn in front of the library, which makes campus life more than just studying. During exam periods, I also make good use of the 24-hour study room in the main library, where the atmosphere motivates me to focus. And also, there are libraries in each major so that we can use that place to study. With the gym, sports facilities, and the convenience of biking around campus, daily life here is both healthy and enjoyable. For me, NTU is not only a place to study, but also a place to grow and create meaningful memories. At NTU, I have had the chance to explore fields beyond my major in political science. For example, I once took a sociology department course on social movement in East Asia, and I am currently taking a psychology class. One of my most memorable experiences was a team project in a constitutional law class where each student presented their country's constitution and we compared similarities and differences. It showed me how the diverse perspectives can lead to meaningful dialogue. Through experiences like this, I see NTU not only as a place to study, but as a community where students learn and grow together. Studying at NTU is, of course, very important, but I believe that student activities and community life make university years much richer. I joined the body program in my department where I met local Taiwanese students. By sharing meals with conversations, I naturally grew closer to my local peers. This exchange not only deepened my understanding of Taiwanese culture, but also gave me practical support in everyday life. Within my department, I actively participated in activities such as our department retreat, which became a wonderful opportunity to bond with classmates outside the classroom. It was the day I spoke the most Chinese. At National Taiwan University, there is a wonderful culture where some departments plan together and host an end of year party. Last year, my friends and I dressed up according to the theme, took lots of photos, and met many new people. It was such a fun event where we could relax and let go all of our exam stress. Aside from department activities, NTU also runs university-wide buddy programs. When I first came to Taiwan, I didn't know anyone, so I joined this program and I was paired with a local Taiwanese student who helped me a lot. Later on, all the buddies went on a trip together to an amusement park. It was a great way to make new friends and create special memories. NTU also has over 400 student clubs covering everything from sports and art to language exchange and volunteer work. At the beginning of every semester, there is a big club fair where students can explore and join different clubs. When I was a freshman, I joined a cooking club and took part in a class where we learned to make jajangmyeon together. That was such a fun experience. Even within our department, professors often organize special activities for us. For example, in our public administration class, we visited the legislative yuan. We received special permission to enter the actual working area so we could see firsthand how Taiwan's political system operates. Experiences like this make the classes much more engaging and help us develop a deeper curiosity about our field of study. In addition, I am now working in OIA. This role has allowed me to learn firsthand about the university systems and operations to international students, things that ordinary students usually don't get to see. It has broadened my understanding of NTU and OIA, and most importantly, given me the chance to give back to others just as I once received help when I first arrived. Currently, I'm serving as a vice president of the Korean Student Association, where I help organize diverse activities and support fellow Korean students in adapting smoothly to campus life. Through these experiences, I feel that I'm not only enjoying my own university journey, but also growing together with others and contributing to the wider community. Last year, the Korean Student Association played a big role in helping me settle in. Thanks to the welcome party for new students, I was able to adjust to school life more easily. And through group trips, I quickly built close friendship with other Korean students. During events such as Korea Week or International Week, I even had the meaningful experience of preparing and selling Korean food, which allowed me to share Korean culture with local Taiwanese students as well as other international students. In the midst of the lonely life of studying abroad, having the chance to meet and connect with people from my home country gives me great strength and help me feel much more stable in my university life. Now we were preparing many activities to promote Korean culture. For these reasons, I am convinced that student activities at NTU are not simply a matter of leisure, they are an essential part of a journey where we support one another, learn from each other, and grow together. I have just shared with you my experiences of academic life, student activities, and everyday living at NTU. NTU is not simply a place to study, it is a special environment where you can learn and grow together with friends while experiencing diverse cultures. If you come to NTU, I'm convinced that you will also gain not only academic growth, but also joyful memories and meaningful connections. Life at NTU will surely make university years truly special. I look forward to welcoming you here soon. Thank you.
So thank you to Cindy for sharing about her life at NTU. Now we will briefly go over applying to NTU. So first, all the information you need will be on Overseas Student Admission website. So all you have to do is to look up National Taiwan University Overseas Students Admission, and that will lead you to our website. So everything you need, whether that's a reminder on student status, language proficiency, what you have to apply, the application link itself, that will all be on this website. So to just quickly go over student status at Taiwan, so this is something you need to know if you're applying to any university in Taiwan. So in Taiwan, we have two types of student statuses, international student and overseas Chinese students, and they have different application pathway. So it's actually totally possible that you qualify for both statuses. So today we're going to be focusing on international student, but if you think you might qualify as another status, you can feel free to go to the link at the right. You can do a little check quiz to figure out what status you are, and you can also ask questions later if you have any question about that. But today we will be talking about international students applying directly to the Office of International Affairs. So we currently are in the first round of September entry for international students. So that means that if you are interested in starting in NTU next year in September, then this is one of the times that you can apply. We have 2 rounds for entry, and there's no difference between the rounds. Other than that, for some departments, they're only open during the one round versus the other. So the first thing you should do if you want to apply to NTU is to check what round the department you're interested in is open for. So if you feel ready to apply now, you are absolutely to apply during the first round, and it will end on November 13th. And you will know your results way earlier, so you will know it in January. About the cost of attendance, it also depends on international students versus overseas Chinese students, but you can get an estimation for tuition fees and also other costs of living. So this is all by semester. Applying as an international student is very easy. All you have to do is you go onto our website, create an account, fill in your personal information, and as an international student, you can select up to 5 departments. So once you upload all the documents you need and you get your recommendation letters in, submit the application fee, and you are basically done. We have some departments that require exams and interviews, but not all. And I will show you how we check these information later. The only requirement we have for applying to NTU is the language proficiency requirement. If you are interested in the program conducted in Chinese, then you need to show us Chinese proficiency proof, and that can either be the TOCFL or the HSK. If you are applying for a program conducted in English, then you have to show us any of these scores to prove that you have the proficiency needed to study at NTU. So English program, you need English proficiency. Chinese program, you need Chinese proficiency. We also have scholarship for international students. So the great thing about NTU scholarship is that you do not have to apply separately, nor do you have to provide any extra information. It is tied to your admission. So when you're applying to NTU, there's going to be a checkbox that asks if you are interested in applying for scholarship. All you have to do is check yes, and you will be considered. If you do receive the scholarship, what you will receive is tuition waiver up to 65,000 per semester, and that's going to cover fully for the majority of the programs. And you're also going to receive a monthly stipend of 8,000 NTD for the designated years of study for the program. For the majority of programs, it's 4-year program. We only have a couple of programs in the medical school that go on longer than 4 years. So the majority of students are going to finish in 4 years. We also encourage our students to apply for government scholarships if they're interested. So the Taiwanese government provides very generous scholarships for international students as well. But because that is the government scholarship, they do have different application dates, different website, and all that. So you will have to make sure on your own to reach out to the Taiwan office in your country about the application date, application link. So now I will give everyone a quick walkthrough of our website to make sure that you know where to find the information you need. All right, so if you Google National Taiwan University Overseas Student Admissions, this is where you will find yourself at. So here, under Apply, we can go to Degree Student because you're interested in applying for a degree. And we can scroll to the very bottom and you will see the frequently asked questions section. So if you have any question at all, this will be a good place to look for a potential answer. And if you can't find the answer after all that, you can also go to our email at NT.Admission@NTU.edu.tw down here. But I do recommend checking out their free FAQ first because we do have a lot of frequently asked questions here. So let's scroll back up. And because you're interested in applying as an international student, you can click International Student. And over here, we give you a list of things you should do, you should read before you apply to make sure that you are ready and this is the right pathway for you. So on top, we see the available degree programs. And if you're interested in entering in 2026 September, we can click over here. So now you will see a list of programs. And here you can see first round versus second round. So for example, for history, it's not open during the first round, but it is open during the second round. And you can see here, the majority of the programs are open for both rounds. So the color of the dot refers to the language of instruction. So if you're looking for an English taught program, you will be looking for either a blue dot or a red dot. So let's say I'm interested in the semiconductor program. I would go to the International College to find the semiconductor program. So what I can do now is I can click into the red dot to learn more information about it. So here, they're going to tell me more about the program itself, such as the classes I have to take and what pathway I might have after graduating from the program. So you can give it a read. If you're interested in learning more, they also give you the department website down here. So you can go to their website to learn more information. And let's go to application requirement. So here, they tell me about the minimum language proficiency requirements. So it says here, we need English proficiency certificate at CFR B2 or above. And here they list out all the application documents that are needed. So no matter what program you're applying to, these are all the information, these are all the documents you have to provide, such as passport, graduation certificate, or proof of enrollment, and all that. Now, down here, documents required by department. This is where it will differ for different departments. So it says here that the semiconductor program requires an autobiography or CV in English and also a study plan in English. And they also want academic honors and activities if applicable, and then 2 recommendation letters. And it says down here, there is no oral exam, there is no written exam. So in addition to telling you about the university scholarships, so that will be the scholarship from NTU. If any department themselves, they have their own scholarship from the college or the department they're in, they will also note right here. So for example, the scholarship, they have a scholarship called NTU Scholarship for the Global Undergraduate Program in Semiconductor. So all in all, this is a very helpful website to learn more about the program, including important information such as application requirement and also scholarship information. So now that is a very short introduction from me about applying to NTU. And we have one more student, so Anne from Vietnam, who will be sharing about her life at NTU to you. All right. Hello, everyone. Good day, good night to wherever you are. I hope you're having a good time. So my name is Gianna, or you can just call me Anne for short. And I am from Vietnam, and I'm a sophomore in engineer. So this is my sharing session, and it is also my honor to be here. So thank you all. Oops. Okay, so why did I wanted to study at NTU? Before we dive into that, I wanted to mention of why I choose Taiwan in the first place. Because you need to know why you decided to spend your years and months in a foreign country. So that is a pretty important thing that you need to keep in mind. So why I choose Taiwan? The first reason is that I really want to improve my Chinese because as you know, Taiwan is one of the few countries that still have the traditional Chinese. So I also heard that if you learn traditional Chinese, it will also be an easier progress for you when you switch to the simplified version. So that's a plus one for me. And the second one is that I'm actually half Vietnamese, half Taiwanese. So I was born and grow up my whole life in Vietnam. And I think it will be fair for me to spend my next years in Taiwan to connect with my other half and to explore my other sides. And the third one is that I got inspired and motivated to go abroad, and Taiwan is a perfect place because Taiwan is a pretty safe country, as Miss have mentioned before, where even you can go some jog or walk at night. And Taiwan, especially Taipei, is also really English friendly because my Chinese is not that good. So having an English friendly country can really help me to adjust and settle more comfortable. And also, it is pretty close to Vietnam, so that means I can go back home to celebrate New Year's with my family. And yeah, so those are the reasons why I decided to choose Taiwan to study. And here on why NTU. So there are two main reasons why. Number one is the education. As you may have known, NTU is highly ranked both locally and globally. NTU is also located in Taipei. So not only in Taipei, but at NTU, it is very English friendly. So no worries if you have zero Mandarin skill because NTU will buff you up with their courses. And also, NTU really focuses on encourage their students to explore and grow through the various extracurricular activities that they have here. They have like a lot of events, speeches, even programs as like the internship program or even the overseas internship program for you to explore and to try out new things. They also really recommend a student to try out other courses offered by other departments so that you can know more. Well, the second point is that NTU is an international ground, so you will be constantly surrounded by people from different backgrounds, different countries. So there is a really emphasis on the cultural diversity. So just be open-minded and be ready because you're gonna have like a lot of interesting conversation with those talented and different people from other countries. And here's a picture of my last year internship. Actually, I was accepted to intern at the Jane Goodall Institute. And on the right side is the Dr. Jane Goodall, and on the right side is my mentor. So I just leave this picture to give you a glimpse of what NTU have to offer, of what taking an internship program at NTU have to offer. So, accepted at NTU, what is life like at NTU? That's a good question. On the study side, I will have to say it's really hard. Studying at NTU is really hard for me because I major in engineer, as I mentioned, and there's a lot of specialized terms and technology terms that I've never heard of before, I've never learned before, And also, because the knowledge background in Vietnam is also very different in Taiwan. And I think this is also a pretty common thing from all around the globe as well. So each country have their own different knowledge background. So do keep that in mind when you decide to go study abroad, study at NTU more specific, and just be prepared. For the social life at NTU, I have to say it's really fascinating. As I've mentioned, NTU is an international ground, so you will be constantly surrounded by different people, different kinds of those like inspirations and motivations. So you're gonna have like a lot of interesting conversation with the people studying at NTU. And for the second one is yeah, NTU has like a lot of clubs and events. So do please make sure to manage your time. And if you're able to do that, go explore, go on out and explore what NTU have to offer, what Taiwan has to offer. So here are the tips when we're applying to NTU more specifically, because I think preparing the documents for any application can be quite a stressful thing. So here are my top 3 tips that I wanted to share with you guys. So for the first one is the overall research. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is where you will have to know the whole progress of the application process. So you can find those information pretty easily through the school website, the applicant website that she just showed you, or through the OIA, which is the email where you can ask if you have any questions, and especially through social media. Social media can be a really big help because that's the main reason why I also managed to like got some information from NTU. And yeah, so the goal here is that you need to know the whole process. You need to have a big picture of what the application process can look like and what is needed. Documents, do you need to prepare an interview, oral exams, anything like that? Make sure to give yourself a clear process, like a clear knowing what you're gonna do. And make sure to have questions. You need to have questions. If you don't have questions, find questions, okay? Because if you have questions, you can go on to the next step, which is the deep dive. This is where you can stalk people. And I emphasize on respect, okay? So stalk with respect. So this is where you can find the students, the alumni, the staff. All of their information would normally be on the school website as well. So you can find them through the social medias on the website or even through student association, clubs, or group page that they will leave on the school page. So this is where you will need to find the answer of the question that you have on the first page, in the first step. And just ask, like, don't be shy. Just step out and go out and ask. Find people to ask. You need guidance and mentor. And if also possible, find people that can give you feedbacks on your application. And on the third one, which is kind of simple to if you think about it, but I know it can be quite a bit challenging, is that you need to prepare as you go. Do not wait for a perfect moment. So just keep on asking and then ask for feedback for your application and just keep on improving. And don't worry if if the person that you asked didn't reply or declined to offer help. Like no worries, just move on and find other person to find help. And that is all I have for my sharing session. Thank you all for listening, and I wish you good luck in your application process. So thank you. And now we're gonna start our question and answer section. All right, so do keep in mind that because we want to finish the section at a reasonable time so everyone can go back to doing what they're doing, we're going to close the question section maybe in about 5 minutes, but we will make sure to get all the questions answered beforehand. And also, if we don't get to your question, please don't worry. You can just email us at antadmission@ntu.edu.tw, and we will get back to you from there. So that's welcome, Eunice from the admission team to answer everyone's question.
So hi everyone, I'm Yernis from admission team and I will answer all your questions today. So firstly, I would like to inquire about diversity of the student body in this program and the typical interaction between international student and local student on campus. Actually, and in NTU campus, the international student is come from maybe active 9 country, so the international student and the local student can study together. Okay, next one. I'd like to know about the career path that graduates typically pursue. Does NTU provide support for students who wish to work or continue their studies? Yes, actually, we can hear just now our students share. Actually, you can find all the information in our website. Could you please clarify the recommended length and key content of the autobiography for the NTU application? Actually, there is no restricted format for the autobiography. If you like to, however, if you would like to apply for the English talk program, you have to write your document in English. So regarding the format, actually you have to also look at the application requirements of every programs. If there's any format they would like you to do, that's will I mention it. Okay, next. Are there options for someone without a language certificate to apply to NTU? Yes, you may apply for NTU if you didn't have any language certificate. Actually, there's one thing called conditional admission. This conditional admission is offered to those who really have a good result or good activities, good have a good documents but they didn't have their that but they didn't meet the language requirements. So regarding the conditional admission, actually you can find it at our website. If you really get the condition admission, you have 1 year to get either your English proficiency or your Chinese proficiency certificate. Next, is qualification like A level still being treated for reference only? One of the system here is to study IGCSEs for 4.5 years, followed by 1.5 years A level. So actually, for the academic requirements to apply for bachelor program in Taiwan, you have to submit their grade 10 to grade 12 transcript. And for the A level, it only will be considered as a supporting documents. Could I still apply if my language certificate is not released yet? Yes, sure, you can still apply it, and you may upload a statement that indicating you are already sit for your test and you are still waiting for your maybe like Chinese or English proficiency certificate. And once you have received it, please email to us. Could you please share what key information or section a good study plan for NTUs could include? So I think our students just now have already shared about the key information. Yeah. Next one. Okay. For clarity, I am interested in the semiconductor degree that is in English. Okay. So, okay. Okay, so the upper question is university in Singapore accept A level result. It makes more sense and simpler for students taking this pathway. Hope Taiwan Ministry of Education and can adapt to do the same. So as I mentioned just now, the A level result is just considered as a supporting documents because there's a rules and regulation for the academic requirement. The duration of study and courses completed should be comparable to those required by a comparable program at an education institution in Taiwan of an equivalent academic level. So if you would like to apply for the bachelor degree in Taiwan, you have to submit the grade 10 to grade 12 transcript. Okay, next one. My score transcript have not coverage grade 12. Can I apply without the diploma? And this is same for the answer I mentioned just now for the academic requirements. You have to have grade 10 to grade 12. If you are still graduating and you will graduate before August 2026, you may submit your transcript up to the most semester. Okay, next one. I am an international student in a private uni in Taiwan. Currently in my second year taking undergraduate program. Would it be possible to apply to NTU as freshman? Okay, actually there are some rules and regulations regarding it. If you're already an international student, apply to Taiwan and in Taiwan University now, you have to after coming to Taiwan, stay for less than 1 year for some reason, then already withdraw with your study, and you may apply for another bachelor degree. But you mentioned that you're already second year, right? So maybe you can consider the international sophomore entry for international student. You may find there more information regarding it on our website. And for the international sophomore entry, actually, it will restart at March 2026. So please stay tuned for the information. Next one. Hello, I want to ask. My daughter have registered in the overseas Chinese recommended by school. It is okay if she want to apply for the international student. So if the student is only hold the foreign nationality and has never undertaken study in Taiwan as an overseas Chinese student and also didn't been given a placement in the current academic year by the University Entrance Committee for Overseas Chinese Student, then she can apply for the international student. Next one. If I enroll as an international student, can I go to Europe for a year or other exchange program? Yes, sure. There's many exchange program in NTU. You can find out it after you enroll in NTU. So next one, for the portfolio. Other than the minimum requirement, what activities or qualification would you recommend to include for more chance of acceptance? You can include more and more or any information or any honors activities you have in the portfolio. And the admission committee will look over all your submitted documents and make the final decision. Next one. 2封推荐信都必须来自高中吗？还是可以一封来自高中，另一封来自我在中国大陆上1年语言课程 HSK5 的大学呢？好，关于推荐信的部分呢，其实国际生的推荐信是您要到那个申请系统上填写推荐人相关的资料，再把那个推荐的链接寄给他。那推荐人部分不一定是要是老师，只要是你就是很熟悉你可以为你做推荐的人都可以。好，next one. Do you know if the MOE scholarship for Mexico cover all the tuition fee or it just cover a part of it? Actually, for the MOE scholarship, that's meaning Ministry of Education scholarship, you have to ask the Mexico's embassy for further information. Next one, can international student double major in 2 English taught courses? Okay, so for the double major, the NTU student, so after you enrolled in NTU as a student, you may apply for double major and you have to apply with the NTU Office of Academic Affairs. So for further information, you can just Google double major NTU and there's in charge of it is the Office of Academic Affairs. Do you guys have the career of international relation for bachelor programs and it is in English or is Chinese? So for international relation program for international student bachelor program, it is an English program for 2026 September entry. So next one, where can I find the guide to make study plan and autobiography? Actually, there's no restricted format or template, so you maybe can Google it. Okay, next one. If the Chinese language proficiency TOEFL grade A2, is there any change for me and my year by NTU for information management department? So actually, you have to look for the language requirement of the department. As I know, for the information management department, it is I think it's a Chinese top program. Wait. Okay, so if the information management department is a Chinese program, you have to submit the TOEFL A2, that's a CFR A2. Okay, so actually there's also like recommended language proficiency by the department. So you may submit the A2 in the TOEFL and the admission committee will make the final decision. Next one. It is acceptable to upload a Google Docs file with links to videos or photos as proof for a portfolio without certificates. Yes, you may like just put up the links about your videos or photo on the Google Docs, and actually all the required documents have to submit in a PDF file format, and just for the photo is a JPG format. Okay, next one. Hi, I can only sit for IELTS exam after application that is closed. May I know it is okay to hand in the IELTS results slip afterwards? Yes, as I mentioned just now, you can just write a statement indicating that you have already sit for the IELTS exam and still waiting for the official result. And after you get it, just send email to us, and we will help you to upload to the system. Okay, next one. May I then temporarily submit the official letter confirming my TOEFL test certification and proficiency level while waiting for the official certificate? Yes, please, please, as the answer I mentioned just now, when you receive it, the official one, just email to us. Next one. NTU 对录取要求的最低 GPA 是多少？申请时最低要求的 SAT 分数是多少？SAT 得分1080足够入学吗？其实 NTU 没有就是最低的 GPA 要求，也没有最低任何成绩上的要求。对，您可以直接用您10到12年级的成绩作为就是学历证明来做申请。那至于 SAT 呢，它只能作为一个有力审查之资料。好，next one. If TOEFL A2, do you think I can survive for 4 years in college? I think the student just now shared you can survive in Taiwan using English actually, but I think you may learn more Chinese in Taiwan if you really enroll any university in Taiwan. So next one, are international students allowed to apply for veterinary medicine program in NTU, and what is the language medium of conducting? So unfortunately, the veterinary medicine is not available for international students. It's just available for overseas Chinese, Hong Kong, Macau, and local students. Okay, next one. How do you balance academic performance like GPA with other factors such as motivation letters and standardized tests in your holistic admission process? So actually, there is like no hard rule or no standardized for it. Actually, the admission committee will see all your submitted documents and make the final decision. Okay, next one. Can Chinese preference certificate submitted later? Oh, okay. So just I mentioned by email. Okay. Is there any template for recommendation letter and personal statement? Is there? If there is, where can I find? So for recommendation letter, actually the template is on our system. When you send the link about the recommendation letter to your recommender, they will receive the link and just click it. They can download the template to write it out and just upload the recommendation letter to the system. And for the personal statement, there's no template in the system, but you can just Google it. Any template is acceptable. Okay, next one. Do you know if the MOFA scholarship for Mexicans cover? Okay, I think I just now have answered this question. So next one, what is minimum rank for TOEFL HSK to apply finance major and information management in NTU? Did IELTS or TOEFL for apply those two major? Okay, if you are applying for the Chinese program, the minimum requirements is the CFR A2 level. And actually for the Chinese program, it is only the Chinese proficiency language is required. And if you have IELTS or TOEFL, it can be the supporting documents. Okay, next one. Can I still apply for the psychology program in at NTU if I don't have a Chinese language certificate and what options are available. And you may apply, and just like I mentioned, you may be like award or conditional admission. You can find the further information regarding conditional admission on our website. Possible for current students to share their stats when applying, just for reference to know if I have a chance in acceptance. Unfortunately, we cannot share any current student stats. Okay, next one. I would like to ask about UPS. Is this program a new one and just started this year? If this program will be conducted in English 100%, actually this program is available a few years ago and this program is fully taught in English. Next, are on-campus dorms for all 4 years until graduation or just the first year? Does the university random assign general dorms, Prince House, or we can choose? Actually, for the application of the on-campus dorm, you may receive the further information after you enroll in NTU. The NTU, the international student, actually can apply for the dorm entire their study of years. Next one, I would like to ask about the International Business Program. Is it available for students wanting to pursue a bachelor degree in English at NTU? Actually, for our College of Management for bachelor degree, it is only available for Chinese program. Next one, can students live in their dormitories for entire year or are the dorms closed during the winter and summer breaks? Actually, their dormitories is available for entire year and you have to confirm and receive the further information after you enroll to NTU. Next one, can I apply as a freshman in study to GUPS while currently studying in Taiwan Uni as an international bachelor student in computer science? My semester started in September 2025, so it's 1 month only. So as I mentioned just now, if the student is like undertaking their study not over one is less than 1 year for some reason, you may like withdraw your study and apply as a freshman student. But you also can like consider as a international sophomore entry in NTU. You can receive the more latest information and the available program in next year, February 2026, and the application will start in March 2026. Next one. Around how many international students at NTU are on scholarship? Is it common for international students to receive scholarship? Okay, so there's many scholarship. Either it's NTU scholarship or Taiwan government scholarship available for every applicant. So you may like apply for it. Next, could you please explain about sophomore entry for undergraduates as because this is freshman like international applicants for today. So if you would like to know more about sophomore entry, maybe you can email us or search the information on our website. Any tips for scholarships? Actually, for NTU scholarship, you only need to check the yes, I would like to apply for scholarship in the system, and no extra procedures or documents are required. Next, other quotas offered for first round application and second round application equal. Actually, there is no specific quota for the specific program. If the program is available for first round and second round, the student can apply in any round. The only difference between the both round is all the available program and the application timeline. So next one, admission quota. At the graduate program, 3, 4, 5. So how many for semiconductor departments? As I mentioned just now, there's no specific quotas for specific programs. Next one, I also want to know about applying for a visa while overseas. I'm Sri Lanka and live in Europe. Okay, so regarding the visa application, you will receive more information after you enroll to NTU. Next, 9年基础中等教育加上3年中等职业教育是否被视为相当于台湾的12年级呢？好，同学这部分，因为如果说要申请台湾的学士学位的话，就是需要提供高中10到12年级的学历。那至于同等学历方面的话，就是建议您就是直接 email 我们，然后我们会在 email 跟您做更多的解释，这样会比较清楚。 好，接下去 Hello, what is the chance that I get a full scholarship and what qualifications should I have for it? For either engineering or biology. So you may just click the yes, I would like to apply for the scholarship, and the admission committee will make the final decision regarding your programs, degree programs, or the scholarships. Next, can students from Hong Kong apply using the overseas method because the overseas Chinese application has expired? So for the student that is hold for the Hong Kong permanent or for the Hong Kong citizenship, you have to apply through the overseas Chinese student channel. So as our overseas Chinese student recommendation by high school has already closed, you may apply through the University Entrance Committee, 海外联合招生委员会. Yeah. Next. The official website mentioned that we have to upload transcript from grade 10 to grade 12. Does that correspond to Form 5, Form 4, Form 5, and A-level PU in Malaysia? So actually for the Malaysia student that is only like graduate in Form 5, please submit your transcript from Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, Form 5, 5 years. And the A-level and the preview foundation is only considered as a supporting documents. Okay, next. As a Hong Konger Indonesian who goes to high school in America qualify as an overseas Chinese or an international student. So if you have because I didn't know which nationality do you like holding, so you may like serve our website. Actually, there is like student status tool for you to check out which channel or which student status are you qualified. Okay, next one. How can I convert physical regularized academic transcript into PDF? Or should I ask for a digital copy? So for physical legalized academic transcript, you can just using scan it, Google printer or your phone to scan it and just transfer to PDF and just submit to the system. Okay, that's all for the questionnaire for today. If you still have any question, just send an email to us.
Thank you, everyone. And like I said before, all the contact information is on there. Thank you so much for coming here today. Just a reminder, the current roundup application is open until November. Okay, thank you, everyone. We will see you next time. So if you know someone who's applying for the graduate program, we have an information session for students applying for a graduate program tomorrow. So everyone have a good night. Bye-bye.